Uyo, uko, kuno, abo, bano. Mama wanna get it, mama wanna get it nice. I know food I so, I know food I tebe, I know kaya marigi. Kama kwetu tikom, wengine doti komu usasai. Kama kwe
uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunza.
Right. 30 April 2023. And today I'm going to have a special feature because I'm down here in Harare. Normally I don't broadcast anymore live, or I wasn't broadcasting anymore live, but we're going to be starting again because our election program is coming. So we're going to have special features, and I'm really enjoying Harare. I'm enjoying Zimbabwe. I've been all over the place. I've been in Masvingo, I've been in Matabeleland, I've been down in Midlands, and now I'm here in Harare. I'm going to be all over the place. And let's quickly go through the newspapers. I don't want to take time. So this is today's newspaper, the Sunday Mail, and I'm also going to be looking at the Standard. And what is happening in Zimbabwe is very, very interesting. The amount of development that is taking place when you drive around Zimbabwe, it's shocking. And I'm not saying this lightly. The amount of construction that is taking place. If you go to Zichavane, if you go to Bulawayo, if you go to Gweru, if you go to all the places, as you drive past, the amount of construction that is taking place in Masvingo is amazing. I went to my village in Masvingo, and there are 18 shops under construction at my rural village. And so this is the first story. King Mswati, impressed by the development in Zimbabwe. There was the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. I was there, and it's amazing. It was full of people at the trade fair in Zimbabwe. Then the second story is the killer fugitive surfaces in Ireland. If you remember, there was a guy in Gweru who killed his wife and his sister, or he shot them. He is now in Ireland. He's called Peter Dube, and he escaped Zimbabwe and managed to go to Ireland. I don't know how he manages to do that. And then the third story we have here is VP Chiwenga Mons Mzenda. If you know that Mzenda passed away in a car accident. So he passed away 2 days ago, and this newspaper is full of those stories. I also want to look at the advertisements. Quickly look at the advertisements. I'm not going to go through this whole newspaper. This newspaper is full of stories. The Sunday Mail is one of the best newspapers that you can look at on a Sunday. You get all sorts of information here that you cannot get anywhere else. I want to go to the second story, and this story is to do with a 13 billion industrial park, which is going to be under construction. And this is going to be done by the Chinese, 13 billion. And this is a mine to energy industrial park. And I think this is to do with lithium. So they are going to be moving villagers from Mapinga in Mashonaland West Province. And this process has started. This is a massive project. You are going to hear more about this project because it's indeed very, very big. I also want to look at, there is a symposium on energy, lithium energy batteries. So that symposium is going to take place. I'm going to put further details on that symposium so that you can see what is going to be happening. So look at the newspaper here. This is Muzenda. He's got a full page dedicated to him. He's one of the former legislators who died in a car accident this weekend. So this whole newspaper is full of condolence messages. Then there are tenders. There's lots of tenders here. I haven't had time to look at the tenders. So a lot of things happening in Harare. If you want to run your business in Harare, there is a lot that is happening here. And you should have a look at that. You should, if you're in Harare, get a look at this newspaper. If you're not in Harare, I understand there's a subscription method. You can subscribe to this this newspaper, then you get all the advertisements. Then I'm going to be looking at the Standard newspaper. So if you look at the Standard newspaper, it's got this story here called, let me move this way, outrage over big wigs, secret million saga. So there's the big story here. You can go and look at it in the Standard newspaper. The Standard newspaper is improving a lot. Compared to the last time I was here, the Standard newspaper has done a lot. They've done a lot. There's a lot of stories in this newspaper. And the biggest story that we have here is the arrest and conviction of Ngari Vume for 4 years. He's been convicted for 4 years. So, Job Scala is in jail. So Ngari Vume has been jailed and he's going to be thrown into jail for 4 years because he was insulting the president. So that is what happened. That is the reason. So you can read the full story here. It's there in the newspaper. Then this is the symposium that I was talking about. If you've got access to this newspaper, this is called an annual mining conference and exhibition, lithium battery value chain symposium. This is going to be on 30 May to 2 June. And this is Elephant Hills Hotel in Victoria Falls. So battery technology is going to be very, very big in Zimbabwe, and because we've got a lot of lithium here in the country. So this is something to watch. There is a lot happening. Chrome, lithium, gold. Those are big in Zimbabwe. Do not listen to people telling you about gold mafia and all that. What is big here is lithium in this country. We're talking here of billions. Don't get distracted. If you can get to these conferences, go to this conference and find out what is happening with the lithium. Then I want to go to entertainment. So if you go to entertainment, you'll see this story here. This is not appearing on your side very nicely, but there is Thomas Mapfumo. He is a musician who is based in the United States. He is saying that he's surprised that Zimbabweans were not too worried about the Gold Mafia documentary. And I want to just explain why Zimbabweans are not worried. If you come to Zimbabwe, for the guys who are watching me from outside, if you come to Zimbabwe, people are not concerned about the things that are on social media. They're concerned about making money on the ground. And it's being met. Things are happening in Zimbabwe. There's a lot of entertainment news here. As I said, this newspaper has done very, very well. And they're featuring here a young lady called Yolanda Krim. They're featuring another young lady called Pamzi. She is in the United States. There is a lot of news. All these newspapers are very, very good. They've got a lot of news in all these newspapers. They can say, I can safely say the Standard newspaper is now of almost the same quality as the Herald or the Sunday Mail. The only difference is that obviously the Sunday Mail has got more advertisements. If you want to get value for money, I bought these newspapers using EcoCash. That's 3,500 Zimbabwe dollar bond. Very, very little money. In fact, that's like $2. So the rate here has tumbled over the past few weeks. The parallel market rate and the official rate, they've spread. So normally it was almost 1:1, but I don't know what has happened. Everything here is now happening in US dollars. If you go into a bus, you pay in US dollars. If you go to a shop, you pay US dollars. And of course, you can still pay with EcoCash, but they just convert with that higher rate. So you find yourself buying a pizza and a drink for 30,000. Like I bought 3 pieces of chicken and then some few drinks for the people I was working with. We spent 21,000, and that 21,000 is equivalent to 18 US dollars. So that's how they did the conversion. All I can say to you is, if you're overseas, if you've never been to Zimbabwe recently, do not think you know. I want people to understand that. Do not think you know. Try to do something here. We are obviously continuing to do our projects here. We're going to be working very, very hard on the elections, on the election coverage. But do not think you know. Do not sit there if you're in United Kingdom, if you're in South Africa, and think that you know what is happening here. You don't. The newspapers only give you a small portion. You should consider investing here in Zimbabwe. If you're a Zimbabwean, this is the place that you need to invest. You do very, very well in this country. And the biggest thing here is construction. And this is not a campaign thing. It's the real thing. If you go to Beitbridge border, the work that has been done there, I told you about it, it's very impressive. There's order, there's quality of work. There is, it's world class when you go to that border at Beitbridge. There is a lot that you can do here. And that is what I just want people to know, that it's not like you think, and not wait to say, I'll come and do it after the elections. Start making your plans now, start raising capital to do work here, especially to do with construction. If you want to build, land is running out. When I'm driving past, I can easily see, especially in Masvingo, that land is going to run out between, especially the populated areas. So they will have to bring up new developments or new settlements in Masvingo. That is an area that is developing very, very rapidly. There is a lot of movement of people, and everyone is trying to do something. Unfortunately, everyone is trying to do a general dealer. So you find, if you go to a shopping center, let's say you go to Nika, there's a mall under construction in the Nika Growth Point. If you go to Zishawan, there's a mall under construction at Zishawan. If you go, anywhere you go, there's a mall. There are these small malls being built everywhere. So retail, general dealers, that's what people are doing. But I would like people to go into mining. I want people to go into technology. I want people to go into financial services. Tourism. Tourism is big, but I don't see how the tourism is being improved here in this country. The marketing part is important. And then there's connectivity. There's a big gap here in terms of connectivity. The internet works only in certain areas, and people are not taking that connectivity and making use of it. So there is a lot that you can do. Zimbabwe is a totally transformed country. I used public transport yesterday. Very efficient. You can now go and book a bus in town and you go to Harare, no hassles. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk again very, very soon.
Kuno, abo, bano, mama wanna get it, mama wanna get it nice. I know food I miss so, I know food I tebe, I know kaya marigi. Kama kwetu tikomu.
Kamba kwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane nyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugova ne.com. Kamba kwe vanogaya mari vanotaura mari vanoziya mari. Kamba kwe vanotaura peya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei. Vanhu terere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei. Mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere. Kamba kwe vanogaya cash vanopa mafacts vanotaura straight pane evidence pane confidence plus intelligence.
Entertainment, current affairs and news. Kamba kwe.com. Usasarire, kamba kwe anugaya mari.